victory. Your spirit fills this place, and I'm dancing for you. Jesus, 'cause you have won the grave through every valley and on the mountain high. I will praise you, 'cause you are worthy of all glory forevermore. You are the King above all kings. You are the Lord of everything. Every nation, every tongue will sing. Jesus, the everlasting King. You are the King above all kings. You are the Lord of everything. Every nation, every tongue will sing. Jesus, the everlasting King. You have called my name, pull me from the night. Now I'm alive in you, and I'm shouting your name. Jesus, your power fills my life in every battle. And when the storm clouds roll, I will praise you, 'cause you are faithful through the ages forevermore. You are the King above all kings. You are the Lord of everything. Every nation, every tongue will sing. Jesus, the everlasting King. You are the King above all kings. You are the Lord of everything. Every nation, every tongue will sing. Jesus, the everlasting King.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Full Cup here. I got Lucas on with me today, who I don't have on the screen just quite yet, because he, as you might see here, is ran off and hidden from me. But he had an interesting question earlier this week that I just kind of want to, we didn't really get to expand on it too much in our text, but I'm excited to hear what he has to say about that topic, and we're just going to really kind of dive into it. Plus today, don't forget, is the beautiful double points. Now, I realized after I had set the title and everything around that I'm pretty sure there's another. Yeah. So there's the 30th of this month. So it's not the last Saturday. So I'll decide if we do double points again next week or not. But it might be just this week. So hopefully people are tuning in. With that said, let's go ahead and get Lucas right up on here. Alrighty, Lucas, you're in. You're muted, but it's all good.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I don't know if you heard that introduction there, but you texted me the other day talking about like home churches. So give me what your thought process was, just kind of where you were hoping or thinking the conversation might lead to from there.
Well, based on a conversation you and I had on the phone within the last couple weeks, and some things that you and I have talked about in the past in terms of like your talents and your gifting, I was reading some stuff this week, and also been experiencing some changes at my church and seeing a lot of changes in churches around from people I know. And so I had read a little bit about church back in the days of Acts, and um, yeah, the idea had just we've all heard about people who do home churches and such, and when I've heard it in the past, I know my knee jerk reaction has always been like, you know, that might be a more biblical way in terms of like going back to the roots of how the church in Acts started, compared to not overall, but just compared to a lot of the way that, especially us Americans, do church.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that's for people who have maybe unbiblical churches or this or that, and it's always like I have a knee jerk reaction to find an out for why, you know, I wouldn't need to do something like that or whatever. And not saying it's the right choice for everyone. So I just, based on some things I talked about, I figured I would see what if you had thought about that before, because I assumed you probably had,
Mm-hmm.
and what your thoughts on doing a home church would be. So that's
Well, and
kind
I
of why.
think initially I had even told you, I know we didn't talk about it, but literally for like 2 or 3 texts there. But it has come up in my mind for sure about whether doing a home church or what that would look like. And um, it's one of those things that it's like I've thought about and I've been like, man, that sounds like a really good idea. I've also thought about positions that I'm in life where it comes to like, do we have the time, I guess, available, which you and I have talked about before. If it's something you feel like you're called to do, like, and you know that the Lord's calling you to do it, why are you not doing it, or creating at least that time for it? Um, but I don't know. I think it's one of those, like, I've thought about it, but I haven't felt one way or the other on, is this um, like something that I'm very much called to do. I do believe that small churches should be much more prominent than they are, like little home churches. Um, so yeah,
Why is that why is that your take that they should be more prominent?
let me share this with you first. I'm putting up so you can read the chat there. Um, but I would say mainly because it gives everybody the ability to use the gifting that the Lord has given them. They're not just, somebody that can be overlooked in a crowd, but more so that each relationship is more personal. Not that I have anything against bigger churches, but I do think that they can start to outgrow their effectiveness.
Mm.
So, with that being said, it's one of those, I think it's one reason that a lot of bigger churches do small groups is to kind of fill in that gap. But even with that said, right, there's a gifting that everybody has. I think that there are probably several pastors, but they're all a part of the same congregation, and some of them aren't using the gifting that they were called to simply because there's someone already filling that pulpit. Then on top of that, it's easy, man. It's easy to kind of fall to the wayside or in the back of something. You haven't been there for a while. Maybe people can forget that you aren't there just because they have so many people to tend to. I mean, it's just one of those, in my personal opinion, it's more beneficial to have smaller or home churches. What about you? What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see benefits to small, medium, large churches. Um, you could make a case for why each have different benefits that the other doesn't. Um, I think in terms of discipling, like you said, like empowering and giving the platform and the opportunity for each member to like really use their gifting and be involved. I think a small church checks that box a little more um definitely.
For sure.
And yeah, so just this week, like I said, I was just doing some reading about some of the, churches from a couple thousand years ago, and it just made me challenge my thought process on church overall because um, like my wife and I did a kind of like a orientation at church today to just be more involved in the help out with the kids ministry,
Yeah.
and it's something she had been wanting to do for a while. I was less enthusiastic about it just because she's a woman, so she's drawn to being around the little ones, obviously more so than me. I'm drawn to my little ones, but not
Yeah.
as much everyone else. So it was just one of those things where even just being in there today, I was sort of challenged that am I here at church for me? Like, is this for me to get filled back up for the week,
Right.
or uh, am I given that responsibility as a Christian, at a base level that I should be getting filled up every morning, every day? Why is this a once a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours? Like I'm here for me, for the teaching. Like I don't want to miss the preaching. I don't want to miss the service. Being in here with the kids and not seeing the kids. Classes as a ministry in itself, but also just like my thought process just immediately went to like, what am I going to be sacrificing? Like, oh, well, I'll miss the service. I'll have to go back another day and another time to do it, to listen to it. But it just like really made me think about some things that I've been reading and learning recently about that the church isn't for me at all, though.
Yeah.
Like me going to the church that I'm a member of, like that's not for me. The church is for Christ. Like I'm supposed to be there for Him. I'm supposed to be there, to be in reverence and in awe and worship Him.
Yeah.
And so, I think in America it's so common where you see people, you know, just leaving church for the wrong reason and critiquing the church for the wrong reason. And I think I just was reminded of it this morning, especially being in the kids thing and just thinking about why am I so uneasy about this? Like, isn't this a way to serve, especially the younger generation, which the Bible puts so much emphasis on, like how we should really, be taking care of the next generation, these little ones.
Yeah.
And my immediate thought process still was not that. It was about me missing the major the adult service. And so,
Yeah. No, I totally get that. 100%. Real quick, I just want to shout out Gare Bear. Thank you, brother, for supporting as always. We appreciate it. And your service just is not going no. Gare Bear's boy just turned 2 the other day. We went to his party yesterday. So a
right.
lot of growth in that family. Due to have another kid, just moved into the house too. New house that they bought. Now you want to talk about a home that's perfect for a little home church. You should see this guy's house. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible. He's got the hookup. But no, yeah, I mean I agree with that statement. I remember who was it I was reading actually? I think it was, let me make sure. Who's the theologian? You know the one I'm talking about. I just read one of his books this year. We've talked about him so many times.
Comer?
No. He's 1800s.
Oh, Spurgeon.
Spurgeon, yep. I remember reading in Spurgeon's thing where he even talked about, like, if you're going to church, like, how did he explain it? He was talking about how, like, some churches, like, services are designed for new believers. They're designed, like, whatever. The service might be targeting a certain person with the message.
Sure.
But he's like, he literally says, and he doesn't really go on to elaborate, but I just thought it was interesting coming from him, where he said, I want to make sure that I get the wording right, but he's like, I have no respect for those who come only to be fed themselves, not understanding that there's others that,
Yeah.
Also have that need or whatever, which what you were saying kind of reminded me of that. Cause like you said, right. You're like, you're not there for yourself. Like in a way, yes, because you want to be fed and have that relationship with Jesus, but that's the point, right? Is it all comes back to Jesus. So yeah.
Yeah.
That was just
Well,
something.
it's no, I actually feel like I've listened to something from Spurgeon where he's talked about that before, and I remember it being like a gut check. Listening to it because that's I don't remember 150 years ago when he was talking about that.
Yeah,
But
literally.
yeah, you just there's things that you see throughout Scripture even where, I mean, I think almost if not all churches at some point kind of got off track and drift away.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that we have to be cautious about and thinking like, I go to a good, healthy church, sound doctrine, good teaching, very engaged in challenged and edified and all these things. But like basically every church at some point drifted away in Scripture anyway. So we're all subject to getting just used to what we've always done, and not go back and check, like, is this the purpose of the church? Like, am I doing at church what I'm, like what church was designed to be doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about, you know, in Galatians, even the church gets, like starts to drift away a little bit. And the way Paul addresses them is he says, what does he start? He starts off the first verse of the chapter with like, "Are you guys bewitched? What's wrong with you?" Like
Yeah.
asking them if possessed, basically, like what happened to you all. And it's the same thing in First Corinthians when, um, he addresses a church like, you guys are drinking to your communion and getting drunk and, all these things. Like, what has happened to you all? You all are talking about the theologies that I taught you, and you're causing divisions amongst yourself over the things that I've taught you. Like, did I teach you that church was about me? The church is not about the Apostle Paul. The church is about Christ.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting, even that close to Christ, these churches were getting it wrong. And you get used to it, for doing it for so long. You go to church, you show up, you get good teaching, you leave, and it's like, you hear Francis Chan talk about all the time when he left the American church to go overseas, and people would laugh. I've heard other pastors say the same thing, like John Bevere, that people, pastors in other countries, laugh at him when he tells them what church is in America. Francis talked about when he would be in China that, you know, their underground churches, their life's at stake. If they're found out doing what they're doing, having church, and because they're really, really persecuted over there.
Yeah.
And he would tell them like what church is like in America. Show up in a building one day a week for an hour and a half or so, and you do praise and worship for a certain amount of time. You do a service for a certain amount of time. You carve out a little time for communion, depending on the denomination. They'll take up an offering, and then you go about your way for the next 6 days, and then on the seventh day you come back and you do it again. And he
Yeah.
said they would just laugh at him and say, "Well, if we ever come to America, we're never going to church." And so it's just crazy that we get so comfortable. We're so blessed with having so much that I think we've let it drift a little bit for some of us.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess my follow-up question then would be, I know you said you were kind of looking into it a little bit there. Do you think you're going to move towards a...
I wouldn't be opposed to it for sure. Right now, I think one of the first steps we're taking is to get more involved in the church that we're at, because I do like our church. And so we're going to get involved with help and serve in the kids ministry, and, help teaching their classes, the little kids classes, and just do things that maybe get me a little more uncomfortable. But when I think about like, is this, would Christ prefer me doing this at church or listening to that?
Yeah.
And for me right now, I just think like, yeah, I think he'd be happier if I was serving, because again, it's different maybe for everyone, but I'm listening to sermons all throughout the week. So it's not like I'm not getting a sermon preached to me by missing the Sunday one, by not being in the adult service. So it's like, for me, it just feels like, I think I could give that up, one Sunday out of the month to come in here and teach, help the kids ministry. And so for me, the initial step is like, I just need to get more involved and challenge myself. I know Mike is really good about this, because every time we talk, he's always like, they put such a importance, he and his family, on, serving at the church, that I remember him telling me that when they started going to church, him and his wife were saying like, we're never going to be the type of family that shows up here, listens to a service, and, waves, shakes a few hands, and then leaves, and then doesn't, do anything involved with the church until the next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm just trying to get a little more involved. But hey, if the opportunity came up, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That is for sure.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I mean, that's a good point too. Like with, because you mentioned serving there, and maybe, I mean, that's kind of what the Lord tells us to do, right? I mean, I think our focus should be on serving others, and I don't know. I mean, I can see how like having a little home church would almost fall under that category too, though, like serving others, because you have an opportunity to bring people into your home, be very hospitable,
Yeah.
to do those things. It's an interesting take. Um,
Well, think about this. At the church you go to now, like how many people like through the body of church, like how many people can say they go to church and are being discipled by someone other than the pastor on stage speaking? How
mhm.
many people can say they are being discipled at church
Right.
by some, or can say, I am discipling someone at
Yeah.
church? You know, like usually it's just there for the one. So it's like if we're not doing that, if we're not serving each other, like I think we have the wrong idea of what church is.
Yeah.
And Paul shows us his frustrations with that, even in the early years, that he was super frustrated with these people, like causing divisions because they couldn't agree on certain theologies, or that's not what Paul taught. And even back then, he was getting frustrated, like, did I teach you guys wrong? Like, did you listen to what I taught you? This the church is not about this. The church is about us coming together for Christ, serving each other, lifting each other up, and um, yeah. So I just don't see, and I haven't experienced a lot myself where you go to church and do anything other than you listen to the service, whatever, but not discipling anyone, not being discipled by anyone, outside of just listen to a preacher preach.
Yeah. I think that's one thing our church does really well is that, like I was mentioning, the small groups and midweek stuff really is like, and it does lean into that discipleship aspect, because there's stuff going on all throughout the week for small groups. You got midweek on Wednesday, but all sorts of groups and things put together for that. Even like we call it the Purple Book. Not sure if you've heard of that, but it's like I'd have to have Addison describe that a little bit better for you, because I think she even has it. But there's like that beginning discipleship program. We got a thing called Next Steps, where when people do declare Christ as Lord and that they want to lean into that, maybe get baptized and everything, they kind of go through this little process with us. Yeah, okay. So she said it's basically an introduction course to the Bible,
Mm.
but it's just like there is a plan in place, which is really nice. And I don't know. I mean, I think I do agree with you. I think one of the biggest flaws maybe that the church has is that we don't have enough discipleship actually going on, because everybody gets to hear the word of God, which is good. There's sermons everywhere, but in terms of, you know, taking that next step, trying to live like Christ, which is that discipleship. I mean, Comer goes into that quite a bit in his books. But yeah, just needing more of that, I feel like is huge. So, I mean, have you thought about doing maybe a small group type of thing outside of
uh,
church, or are you thinking
I don't know.
strictly home
We
church?
were in a small group for a while. We don't go to it anymore just because that specific small group split up, and they sort of canceled that one we were doing. So, uh, yeah, I would love to do another one for the sake of having time to, whether it be reflect on, the message from the Sunday service. That's kind of like what we did on ours. We would meet Sunday afternoons at someone's house, and we would kind of have like a breakdown of the service that morning, and we would just kind of talk about it. So you'd had a few hours to let it kind of sink in, and we would talk about the scriptures referenced and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's definitely I think the smaller setting definitely gives you a lot more like sense of responsibility, because like you said, you can't get lost in the mix of 200 people.
Well, it's very
So,
personal too, right? I mean, people are challenging you, like in good
mhm.
ways. And I don't know. I just think that needs to happen to like feel like you're not in a setting where, you got 300 people around you. So it's a little bit more, you're a little more cautious maybe to say something, but,
Sure.
you're in a group of 10 people and you're probably more comfortable, revealing some things you're struggling with or things you need prayer over, or whatever it is. So
Well, you're in a church of 500 people. You just don't have the time of day to get to know everyone.
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
can't just get to know everyone in the church. I'm sure this is something that pastors probably struggle with a lot. Is that you got a few or maybe even several hundred people that go to your church, like you're never going to really get to know it, like all of them deeply. You know,
Yeah, you can't.
you
I mean,
have to
you
be
can't
very
without stretching yourself so thin you don't know your family too well.
right. Yeah, I mean, how could you get to know that many people deeply enough that they could open up to you their hearts with personal stuff? There's no way you have the time to, to really feed the soul of that many people. So,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Anything else about that in particular?
No, I was just pulling up this verse that I had to kind of mention in First Corinthians, just as a reference. 1 Corinthians 11:17. Paul saying, in the following instructions, I do not commend you, because when you come together, it is not for the better, but for the worse. For in the first place, when you come together as a church, I hear that there are divisions among you. And I believe it in part, for there must be factions among you in order that those who are genuine might be recognized. When you come together, it is not the Lord's Supper that you eat for any. So he just goes on and on, like just really kind of scolding them for what they've let the church become and, drifting away so far. So I just wanted to read that because I know I referenced it.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. We
Yeah.
spent a lot of time this week just talking about, like, you know, opportunities that show themselves. And then I think one thing that we wanted to work on was just allowing ourselves to be excited for things, but also not disappointed if those things don't come through, because we reference, right, every day that uh, God's in control of our lives and that we'll be where he wants us to be. So,
Hmm.
um, basically what I'm getting at is that we ask for great things, and simply put, we believe that the best thing for us is where God's going to put us, because that's what we're asking for. So,
Hmm.
um, just being able to be excited and not allowing ourselves, not necessarily to not be disappointed, but to be grateful and content with what we do have regardless. So, um, that's just another little side thing me and my wife have been talking about this week. So,
I like it.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I noticed the chat's been a little quiet today. My wife's the only one talking. Garrett threw in his little sub notification. God bless him for that. But I mean, as you see, not too many in here today. But that's all right. Yeah, man. I don't know. I know we haven't really had too much of an opportunity here the last couple weeks to talk. I mean, we did a little bit there, but I want to get a little bit better about that. I want to look at too with the show. I like having these at 3, but I also think that having Mike on here is just another voice, another guy with uh, serving experience, this and that. Maybe not even, I don't want to say like looking at another date change and time change or whatever, but just like maybe even doing pre-recorded episodes, things like that, that really just, like I said, I think he's got a really good character. And I think that the audience, or brew leavers here, as we'd put it, would benefit a lot from having him on with us as well.
Hmm.
So I think what I'm saying is that here coming up, I'm going to start asking you guys uh, what route we should take.
Yeah.
So I think
Cool.
that'd be pretty beneficial. Other than that, though, Lucas, I don't know if I have anything extra to add.
Um. Well, on the home church thing, nope, I don't have anything else on that.
Copy that. Is there anything else on your heart this week?
Hmm. Oh man, it's a good question. Um.
It's always okay if the answer is no, too.
Yeah. Well,
Sometimes life is in the way.
I'm. I think one reason why the home church idea kind of stood out to me now versus when I've heard it taught about in the past is because, um, just feel like I'm in a season of, there's a lot of change happening.
Yeah.
We got two little ones, third one coming, wanting to, you know, buy a home and, change careers in the next, short stint of time, couple years or so. and I don't want to allow myself to have the busyness of life, trump the things that are most important.
For sure.
So, like there's a part of me that has this sort of bring it on attitude. Like if I've got too much stuff going on, it's kind of like, uh, I'm here to serve. And if there's ways that I could do that more strategically, then, I want to get in the habit of serving so that when life does get busy, it's already kind of a habit. Or, I want to take advantage of the window I have where I'm not as busy as I will be, a year from today. So
For sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to be. I spent so many years being very intentional about like learning and growing and building my spirit, man, and grow. Build myself up. To be ready to pour out into others. And then for so long there was no pouring out into others.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just trying to be, uh, I guess, generous with the opportunities to kind of give to others. So
For
yeah, I
sure.
don't know. That's why the home church thing would be challenging, man. It wouldn't be easy. You got to be intentional about what you're going to talk about, and organizing it, those sort of things. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why it's on my heart.
Well, good deal. Good deal.
What about you?
I mean, not necessarily like the things on my heart. Like I said, that's kind of what we were talking about this week, was just that, gratefulness for what we have, but also like not being afraid to ask God for big things. And it's a big deal that way. Chelsea just jumped in. I seen that. Back with another subscription. Thank you, Chelsea, for supporting the stream. Glad you're here on time. We're getting ready to do the spin wheel. But no, man, I just think that's going to be something that I really lean into for the next couple of weeks, is just because there has been a lot of change at work, a lot of different things where it's like, what, I'm looking forward to, when it's all said and done, whatever the case, all the stuff that at the end of the day, I'm just going to be grateful for what God gives me, and so on and so forth. Mav's he's worried about his coffee. Do you see him typing that up in there?
Should have bought a house when I was in 4th grade. Oh
I mean, that's so true, though. Don't know how you would have got that financed, but yeah, that would have been a great return.
Sure. Probably would have been a great time, too.
That's probably true.
Should have bought a house when I was in 4th
That was probably
grade.
like 2002 for that guy. I'm willing to bet. I bet I'm spot on. But I'm spot on that it was in 2002. Now I'm just curious. I want him to say it. Come on, Mav, tell us. Was it 2002? Look, he's thinking. He's mathing it out right now, I bet. He's sitting there like, was it? Was it 2002? Come on. Tell us. Mav's ready for the spin wheel, too. He's currently in first place, but not by a lot. Well, that's not totally true. He's actually up by 12K, which is quite a bit. But it's 2x points today. 2004? 4th grade in 2004? I don't think so.
What'd you say, 4th grade?
Yeah, 4th grade for that guy.
Yeah, that would have been 2002.
That's right. 2002. Mav, it's all right to be wrong, but it's not okay to be last. So I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, 2002.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's jump into the spin wheel, Lucas. I'll call you up this week on my way home from work one day. We'll dive into some more conversations. I'll be thinking of some things too. Really trying to lean into the Lord and see what He's got for us.
I like it.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to jump into this, and you're more than welcome to stay, but I know you tend to just dip out. Incredible. Alrighty, welcome back to the spin wheel per the usual. Excellent, Chelsea. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I'll give you guys an update on that here in a bit. Mav's in for the spin wheel. I see the spin wheel emojis. Love that. Oh, sorry. Viewer queue is paused. You're gonna have to pause yourself. Come on, guys. Give me a second. Now I gotta wait for this thing to disappear for me to even do it. Okay, buddy. You're going to have to wait. I can't even start it when you do that. Okay, hold on. Q's live. Get in there. All right, this is the big one. Let's check out the scoreboard coming up here. The big thing about this one, I noticed that Gare Bear was in here earlier, but Gare Bear probably feels like he has no ability to come back, even though he does. 2X is here for a reason. With that said, we're not doubling the cost of anything. Everything is still the same. Let's rock in, rock in. Here we go, folks. Countdown timer is starting in... Actually, let me pull this up. Did I close the one thing? I bet I did. There it is. Cool. I got it now. And I can start the timer on this. Where's my... You guys come here for me to be on top of it. There we go. All right. Mav, you're up first on the spin wheel here. Here we go. Oh, I didn't swing. Nothing for Mav on his first go. My wife is up. Let's see what happens. 2,000 is a strong start. It's better than nothing, which is what Mav got. Mav got nothing. Chelsea is up here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, there's actually no way. Right off rip. Love that. Oh, 10K. Wow. Huge shakeup from the jump. Mav's up. Points are added to you there, Mav. Wife's up. Randall, I know that, wondering if that guy's in here. Get in here. Well, we have to switch up doing the games. It seems like only got a couple people up in here anymore during game time. So we're gonna have to make it interesting. We're gonna have to be playing Mario Party or something via the Switch. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Mav. Mav, no. My computer was like, cannot compute. Cannot compute. Chelsea's up. Who's got that? Chelsea did. Mav, your points are not accurate. Hold on. I know that because I just checked the thing. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Hang tight, hang tight. Let me pause the countdown real quick. Okay, yeah, you have. Okay. No, that is correct. Sorry. You're good. But Chelsea had another 3,000. So, yeah, she's on top. She is currently on top. No. Remember we did just the spin wheel last week. This one's for my wife. There he is. I knew Randall was hiding. For my wife, 15 hundo. That puts her at 29,000. No, Mav, you just hit a minus 4,000. That's what killed you. That was last month. That is correct. Your all-time drop since I've reset is almost at 60. So you have been climbing. You're almost back up to like all-time drops. But from what you've lost and things like that. All right, Mav's up. Here we go. All right, Randall, it's time to show him what you got. Randall said I'm coming out right off rip to have 30,700. That's a crazy jump. Crazy jump. Wife's up. Wife said, give me 2. Oh, Chelsea is leaning towards the coffee queen. Well, Chelsea, I'm sorry. That is brutal, but it kind of evens the playing field here a bit because after this spin, go ahead and give Mav his 2,500, which will put him at 40,500. Scoreboard. Let's take a quick look. Mav's back in first place by just over 2K. Bruv. Bruv. Indeed. Crikey. And all that. All right, Randall, it's time to pile on to the lead. Let's see what you got. Wife's up. Struck out on that one, Mav. You're up. Go in ahead and add to his lead by another 1,500. I've noticed, Mav, people are getting close to you, but they're not getting to you. Does that make sense? Chelsea's up now. Oh, I thought she was about to do it twice. Hold on, wait for it. There we go. Didn't want you to have to get that one. You're getting real close there, though. Up with Randall. Ooh, no. Reason for that. My wife is up. What is going on? That's crazy. Mav is up. Yeah, oh dang. We're just rolling them today. Mav got nothing. Chelsea's up, and this is where she's going to take the lead. I'm predicting a big one here. Oh, no. Okay. Chelsea. So, unfortunately, this is the 2x empty wheel. Here's to hoping you have something good happen. That is awful. That's actually awful. Mav, your lead is now as comfortable as it was before. Chelsea, I apologize. Sincerely so. Oh, 2x. No! no. Or as Elsie would say, no. Randall's up. Come on, Randall, do something big for the crowd here. Ah. All right, my wife is up. Here we go with my wife. Shell said, put me back in there. I refuse to lose. Oh, there's no way. Beautiful. All right. Your masterpiece. 27.5. All right, Mav is up, the leader of the scoreboard so far. But nothing on that spin. Giving everyone else here an opportunity. Chelsea coming in behind. Anticipating a juicy one here, he says, with my wife following up with shoo. Chelsea said, what about those points? What about them? I don't need them. Get rid of them. She's got 3, 8, 4, 0, 0. Randall, it's your turn. Randall said, give me another 3,000. Is anybody going to stop this man? Is anybody going to stop this man? The answer to that question is no, he's on his own. Lone horse. Or wolf. 2 G's for my wife, Mav. Your lead is going to diminish if you don't roll something big coming up here. But it is your turn, so let's see what you got. Okay, 1,500 is a good number to get. 1,500 is a good number to get. That will put you at 42.8. Very nice. Chelsea's up. This is a big one. Big one for Chelsea. Scoreboard. What are we looking at here, folks? We're looking at a 300-point differential between literally husband and wife. Awesome. That makes it exciting. Now, Mav is a competitive man, but he also loves his wife. What will take over on this one? It's Randall's turn. Randall set. Nothing good. Randall, you just saw what happened to Chelsea. She just lost 3,000 on the empty cup wheel. We're going to see what you got going for you here, sir. Let's take a look. Something good could happen. We'll take a nothing. Nothing's good. Nothing is good. Next up on the wheel is going to be my wife. Let's make magic happen here on this one. That is a travesty. This has been the toughest season on my wife yet. Without a doubt. And she got 2,000 drops off that. That's literally crazy. That's literally crazy. Way to dodge not just a bullet, but to score big. Mav's up. My wife. Mav said 1,500. Mav, I like that you're keeping a comfortable lead here. That will put you at 44,100. All could change here, though, if your wife jumps back in. Randall's the only one in the queue as we speak. Randall said, if she ain't going to do it, I'm going to do it. He comes in and stacks another 3K on top of that. All right, my wife is up. Let's see what she's got. Mav, where's your wife? Only 7.5 minutes left here. Mav's up. Helpful to the crew, but not for you. Way to take one for the team, Mav. Don't forget, there are other options to this game. Type in !play in the chat to see what other commands you can give. Mav just got -500, and Randall's up. I'm telling y'all, you need to keep an eye on this man. You're gonna have to keep an eye on him, because he is climbing the totem pole. Chelsea's back up here. Oh, Chelsea. So close. My wife is up. 500 from my wife. It's not a lot, but it's something. Puts her at 31.3. Next up is Randall on the viewer queue. Or wheel queue. It's the same thing, right? Whoa!
Maverick_the_mighty has opted to ban at ADI1356 from playing and from chat for 3 minutes. They must be the one to beat.
Draw me closer, 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 closer. Draw me closer,
Timeout's in effect.
closer, closer, closer.
Timeout is in effect. Beautiful play. Randall did just roll 3,000. I'm going to start that timer back up.
Part of your plan.
Oh, the timer's rolling. Timer's rolling. Mav, your spin is up here. My wife is timed out in the chat, just so everybody knows. 4 G's for Mav on top of that. So he just spent that, turned around and got 4K back. That was crazy. I was like, what just happened? Chelsea's up. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. 500 will work. Keeping you in the game here. Very nice. Randall's rolling. This will be the first time Randall didn't score something. Chelsea's up. And Madison's in here. Uh-oh. Welcome in. Your man's on a roll. I'm sure my wife would love to greet you, but she's currently been muted out. That's actually insane. All right, Chelsea, sorry that you didn't get anything on that spin, it looked like, right? But Mav's up, who will also be countering with a nothing of his own. But Randall's coming in hot here on this next one. I don't think anybody truly understands just how close Randall is. He may have just rolled nothing there, but this man's on a mission. Nothing for Chelsea. I'm waiting on the counter to come through. Mav's up. Nothing for Mav too. Okay, a lot of back-to-back nothings here. Randall and Chelsea both jumped in right here at the same time. Let's see what we got going on. Randall. So close, my man. So close. Here we go. Yowza. A lot of nothings coming in. It's time to start hitting big after Mav spin, right? Everybody would agree with that? Or you just going to give him the 2 Gs? 2 Gs to Mav. Crazy that he threw out the ban on my wife. Actually insane. Oh!
ADI1356 has opted to ban at Maverick_the_.
Uh-oh.
Maverick_the_mighty has opted to ban at ADI1356 from playing and
So,
chat for
okay. Timeout for everybody. My wife got it through first, which means I have to time out Mav. I do time out Mav. But I will give you back your points, Mav, for that one. I got it paused, but I'll give you back your points. Because the redemption there didn't count. Okay. Wow, that was so much that just unfolded all in one moment right there. Glad to see Madison's in here now too. This is awesome. So, yeah, that's actually crazy that just unfolded like that. 2 back-to-back bands. Welcome back. Oh, man. All right, we're rolling. Randall's up. Randall, that's going to be nothing on that one. Chelsea, you're up now. So with that 3-minute ban there, Mav, I don't know if when you come back, if banning's going to be worth it. That's going to be up to you on that one. Chelsea, nothing again. This is your chance to take over. Madison, let's see what you got on your first ever spin, as far as I remember, on the wheel here. 1,000 off rip. It is. That's beautiful. My wife's up. Okay, that was close. Chelsea, here's your chance to roll a 10K and really make some big things happen. Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh! Let's go! How does that happen? Insane to just say that and it happened. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. Scoreboard up. Let's get a look at that. Actually incredible. Okay, Randall's up. Took a slight lead over her husband literally in the final moment. Sorry, I didn't show that there for a second. But hold up. Oh, 3,000 for Randall. Oh my gosh, Randall's climbing up there fast. I mean, fast. That's insane. My wife's up. We've had no giveaways today, which is crazy. I like the new dance moves. Yeah, I've been working on them. Madison's up here. Here we go. Oh, no way. Okay. You know what? Being that was your first negative roll there, Madison, I'm not going to count it. I'm going to go ahead and spin for Randall. No worries. We're not taking away the 500. Oh my gosh! That's plus 6,000! Oh, there's no way you just did that. I had to pause the timer. And you're making Mav spin the negative wheel. Randall is fast approach. There's so much going on right now. What an insane episode for all this to occur. Okay, we got a giveaway, but first I have to give Randall 6,000 drops, by the way. 6,000 because it was 3, but it's double points this time. So, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and do the empty cup spin wheel for Mav here that was charged by my wife to Mav. It's okay. It came out with nothing. Came out with nothing on that one, which in a way is really reassuring. Not sure why the screen is still gradient, but we're gonna get rid of that. Insane. Actually insane. Randall is fast approaching. I'm gonna start the timer back up as soon as I get my cue thing up here. There it is, and here we go. All right, with that said, it's Chelsea's turn on the spin wheel. We have a whole 20 seconds left. Why did I just pause? Sorry. I had to pause it because that is not the actual normal spin wheel. Chelsea, this one counts. When it finishes, then I'll start the timer again. Let's see what you got. Looks like nothing. Gonna remove you. And timer's live. Wife's up. Oh my gosh. Mav, you couldn't have... need a smooth 4K. Insanity. Taking my wife down 4,000 drops is actually insane. What is going on in this wheel? All right, everybody, the timer for the wheel is done. With that said, if you want to put your thing in one last time, you can. So go ahead and do that really fast if you want to do one more spin. You can give all my points to Mavi if you want to. We're not giving away points. Come on now. $3,500 to Moon. Oh, Chelsea, what a lead you have now. Mav's got to earn them. Those are the rules of the game. With that said, I'm going to stop the queue unless you guys want one more. Chelsea, go ahead and throw yourself in there again if you want. Madison, Randall, whoever. I know Mav appreciates it, but Mav wants to win genuinely. Ain't that right? Last chance to put it in. Perfect. There it is. All right, we got 5 more spins left on the wheel. I'm pausing the queue. This is it. So what happens, happens unless somebody throws out bands or empties. So, with that said, my wife is first on this spin here, and here we go. Okay, not much action on the first spin, but that's all right. Mav's up on this one. Another nothing to follow suit. Chelsea, you're up. This is a huge moment. This is a huge moment. Does she do it? You couldn't have been any closer. You couldn't have been any closer. 3-0's back to back, but Randall having a huge opportunity here to shock the world. Oh my God. You all are sleeping on this man. Sleeping on this man. Randall, I think you started with somewhere in 20K, if I believe, at the start of this episode. I can't wait to show the crowd what you got. Madison, you roll 10,000 here. I'll give you 50. She got an empty cup wheel, so we're going to go ahead and we will do this one just to see how it plays out. He wants to see the coffee board. I got you. Let me spin this for her real fast. This is not the fun wheel. And that's why it's not the fun wheel. But that's okay. Madison, next week you can come back in and get those points back. Because what in the world was that? With that said, let's pull up the scoreboard. Massive shakeup. Massive shakeup. I don't think anybody had Chelsea and Randall being 1 and 2 in the spin wheel here at this time. It says his rank is 1, but it's not. It's not. Although I respect your hustle. Yeah, the Flooper Duplins, yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. So Chelsea leading the way with 54.2K, Randall in second with 50.3. Yeah, a 40K lead is nothing, especially when you got big shakeups. With that said, we might not be done giving out points here, folks, because if you hit the drops, it's 10K because it's 2X. Let's see what happens. That's a pretty clear 10K right there, I think. She indeed does. But with that said, we're going to do our raffle now. So if you're still in here, don't go nowhere. Now's your chance. So we're doing 10,000 drops. There you go. Go ahead and throw yourselves in. I know, Mav, you just put an exclamation point cup, but do it again. I got Chelsea in here now. There we go. All right, we got 3 names in here. Mav, you're not one of them. You're still not one of them, Mav. I want you to get in, be a part of this. It's blocking you? Why is it blocking you? What's it saying? I can put you in, but what is it saying? 30-second cooldown. Okay. There you go. Now you're in. All right, you guys are the 5 that's in. Whoever gets this is going to add 10,000 to their current point leaderboard. The only one that would, there's 2 that would probably be a good shake-up. I think my wife hitting it would put her in the competition up here. But with that said, Madison getting those points would also be pretty awesome because then she has a good kickoff point. So with that said, let's remove the scoreboard. We're going to stop the raffle and get ourselves a winner. This man could not have had a bigger day in Full Cup. He started out at like 20K. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing that makes that interesting. Randall's now sitting on top. Okay, full circle. Randall's now sitting on top in the scoreboard. Oh, that's because that didn't shut off. I was like, what is happening? Okay, all right. My apologies. I put that away. Empty sound, because that's what that was, right? That's the one that is. It was. All right, I just wanted to make sure. It's the most insane comeback I've personally ever seen in this. But Randall works. Mind you, right, Randall, confirm this to me, but you work sometimes when Full Cup is on. So maintaining this lead is crazy difficult, with that being said. So you got first place right now, but do you hold it is the question. Randall snuck up while everyone else was attacking each other. Randall said, yo, I'm in here, I'm gonna get this. And he did. In the voice of Billy Ray Cyrus, don't call it a comeback. I believe that's how it was, right? That'll be other cupcakes. That's awesome. Wow. Absolutely incredible little Full Cup spin wheel run here. Thanks to Precision Plumbing for sponsoring it. Honestly, you guys don't understand just how awesome they are. But with that said, I think we are going to close out. We did our giveaway. 10,000 drops to Randall to put himself in the lead. One more look at that. I know I just had it pulled up. One more look at this. You were just up 12K at the start of the show, Mav. And now you are down 13K. So anything can happen. And yeah, Madison, how much sour candy did you send my wife? With that said, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. You all are the best. Yeah.
Church hat, clap, man, that sure gave your color purple coming